Well, I'm Dr. Dolphino, and this is my Dear Dolphino episode 2. The majority of these came through my email, so thank you guys for your questions. There seem to be a few questions today. I'm just going to run through them, and hopefully these people have answered the questions that you had and put them to rest. Dear Roberts, your first question. Congratulations. I'm worried about the debt and being homesick. Well, I'm going to say it's for the majority of questions, but it's okay to worry about it. If you weren't worried about it, I would be worried for you, kind of thing, because it's a big step. You're going to probably be leaving home, making a fresh start, so being homesick is completely natural. Not everyone feels homesick. I myself, I didn't feel homesick, and that's because I wanted to leave home. I'm not even going to lie to you, I really wanted to leave. But I know some people who did want to leave, and then they were a wreck by mid-September, and we started on the 16th, so yeah. The debt, I'd say, is something that you kind of look at as an investment. It's money being given to you for the sake of you earning a degree. In that sense, it's an investment in as much that people put money into companies for the sake that the company grows and then they get a return from it later on. That's how I see it, and that's how I think most people should see it, rather than it being a debt. Because when I think of a debt, it's something you have to pay back immediately. Like if a friend gives you £1, they want that £1 back tomorrow, kind of thing. Or a debt in as much that you take out the money from the house or from wonga.com or whatever, and then in a few months' time they're going to send around a bailiff because you haven't paid them back. I don't see it like that. I see it as an investment, and I think you should as well, because it does take the burden off for the future, and that's how it's helped me cope anyway, and hopefully that helps for you. Amy, you've asked, how would I make a friend? I'm worried about making friends. Well, again, you should be worried. You're going to be meeting new people that you haven't seen before. And if you haven't watched my making friends video, I'd recommend you do that now. If I've watched it and you're still worried, well, very easy for me to now say, don't worry about it, man, you're gonna make friends anyway. But there's no guarantee. You have to put work in to make friends. The world will roll around you. You're not just gonna get everything that you want without working for it. So to make friends, you have to work for it. And the best way to make friends is to take people's interests. Let's face it. To treat people like human beings. And once people think that someone cares about them, they're more likely to be attracted to them, in as much friendship, so it doesn't have to be all sexual here, but think about it. How did you make friends before? Hey look, I like this show. Yeah, I like the show too. Hey look, we both like the same show. You take an interest. It's as simple as that. And like I said in my making friends video, get involved in conversations even though you don't think you belong there, and you might be surprised, because if you have something to contribute to conversation, it can be the start of a beautiful friendship. Is university right for me? That's something that only you can ask. University is not for everyone. If you're the kind of person who still needs to be told in sixth form even, that you need to be turning up to classes, that you need to be handed in work, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, I don't think it is for you. It's going to be a waste of your time. If you're not academic type, probably university isn't for you either. But that doesn't mean there are not vocational courses, like taking up a mechanics degree. You can do that as well, and it will be more engineering, but you can do that. It works for you. Just look at the courses, because I'm going to say uni is not for everyone, but there are exceptions to the rule. It's more like, is the course for me? And if you have doubts on the course, don't go to uni. That's a baseline rule. You don't have to be 100% sure, because of course there's going to be that niggle in your mind, but at least be 95+% sure that this course is for you. Then that 5% is usually more like personal doubt, and that's something that you have to overcome. And usually you only ever overcome in time once you're at the course. So more than 95%, good. Less than 95%, probably don't go. Take out another year. My biggest fear is not being able to cope with the workload and fitting in with everyone else. Melda. Well, Melda, I'm going to tell you this. You're not. I struggled up to the very final day with the workload. Most people do. Then you realise later on that you coped with it and you survived. It's about prioritising. What do you want? What do you want most? Do you want a degree, or do you want to make friends? Well, why did you go to university? If you went to university to make friends, then by all means flunk your course. If you went to university to get a degree and potentially get a better job, then you're going to have to prioritise work. If that means don't go out with everyone every time, so be it. If it means that you have to do some work, that's what it's mainly about. That's why you went there. In terms of fitting in with everyone else, you don't have to fit in. People are different. There's a reason why puzzles are so popular, and that is the pieces are all different. They might be the same shaped puzzles, come up 100 times in your 3,000 block puzzle, but the fact is each of them have a different picture on top of them. So even if you don't fit in exactly with, say, the person on the other side of the board, there are going to be people around you that you do fit in, and the easiest way to find out that you're fitting in is usually on the course you're on. Let's face it, the fact that you're there, one, similar interest with everyone else around you, and that's the easiest way to fit in. The other thing is, I know it's kind of silly, but to be yourself. This whole idea of reflecting and imitating behavioural signs might work on paper and it might work for you in some aspects, but once someone calls you out on it, it's game over. There's no point being a fake social chameleon. If you are a social chameleon by nature, then continue to be a social chameleon here. It's okay to have many friendship groups. Most people do. There is even a whole theory on the fact that your friends probably have more friends than you. That is perfectly fine. There's no need to worry about fitting in, because if it's in the first hour, the first day, the first week, the first month, the first year, eventually you'll find your place. And if that's at uni or if it's not at uni, that's fine. But just know that there are 6 billion people in the world. I highly doubt you don't fit in with any one of them. Also scared about how hard my course will be. That's perfectly fine. You are taking the next step in education. It's the highest, it's towards the highest tier of education, and so it should be hard. Let's face it. You have been trained up until now to do this course. You turned up in, maybe you went to nursery, you went to playgroup, then you went to primary school. In primary school you were trained to do secondary. You went to secondary. You then trained to do college or sixth form. You've done that now. Now sixth form college has trained you for the real world as well as uni. Now you're doing that. You're ready for this. You've done everything you needed to do. Even if you haven't done a course relevant in A levels or in your extra time to do a uni course, you're ready for this. The fact that you've been accepted to this uni means that they feel you're ready. Okay? The fact that your teachers submitted your UCAS application way back when for you to even be scouted by unis means that they think you're ready as well. It doesn't matter if you don't think you're ready. The fact of the matter is you probably are. There are facts and there's feelings and they're completely different, so keep that in mind. Did I choose the right uni for my course? Well, again, I've covered this in my choosing a course video, but I'll say this again, choose something you like to do. There's also like these tests that you can do in terms of like aptitude test kind of thing, like, oh, what do you want to be when you grow up? And then you fill out these boxes, usually multiple choice, and go, you'd be good in this vocation. Maybe that's the case. You can take those if you're really unsure and you really want to be, I don't know if they're scientifically accurate, but if you really want to go about it, you can do that. And then see how that matches up with what you want to do at uni and what your aptitude course says. If you're then even more unsure, or you're still unsure after that, again, don't go. Biggest worry is not reaching the grades requirements to reach my desired uni. That's a legitimate fear. I felt the same thing, and in being scared I took on extra A levels, and that kind of hampered my grades, because you can't be great at everything, let's face it. There's a reason why the word okay and average exists. I'm not gonna lie to you, I do believe that people sometimes don't get what they want because there are better things for them, and it's kind of cheesy and it's kind of like one of those quotation accounts you find on Twitter, but that's the truth. I myself wanted to go to a certain uni. I didn't get it, but then after, I now see that where I am now is a lot better for me. There are a lot more like-minded people, and perhaps being rejected that one time for that one uni has worked out better. I mean, I've got much better opportunities here now. I mean, I was going to be further away from home, and also believe that clearing is good, okay? When I was in the same stage as you guys are now, I was getting talks all the time by people who were in university related organizations that would come to secondary schools and colleges and tell you, hey guys, look, I went to this so and so uni and I went through clearing. The fact is, those people left with a degree and they have a job and they're happy with it. If your heart is completely set on these unis and the thought of being rejected completely destroys you, I'm gonna tell you, maybe don't go through clearing. The world is a big place. There are many places you can go. There are many people to see. There are many experiences to experience. So don't worry about it. Go enjoy yourself. That's the thing. If you really want to go into uni, full stop, clearing, go ahead for it. If you want to go to that particular uni and it's the only uni you've put down in your UCAS choice and it's the only place you ever see yourself being at, and you get rejected, don't go. It's not the end of the world. I'm not gonna lie to you. Rejection does not mean the end of the world. Artists that go on X Factor and get rejected, now they have proper record label deals, and who's crying about that now? Not them, because they've met their dream. Dr. Dolphino, my dear Dolphino, thank you for your question. Don't forget to ask me on Twitter Tumblr, or email with your questions. So thank you, and I'm signing out.